It doesn't look like anything. I don't think anything else happened. Okay. So that is where we left off. So let's switch screens here. Do a little recap here. I'm hoping to have music going here too. And like where it doesn't sound terrible. So, Bohemian, I'm trying to get somebody else to join our book club. Somebody that you know too. Doo-doo-doo. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, I think you have. Why is there like scrolling bars? Yes, I am pretty sure you have read more. But I don't know, how far are you? Because we might catch up with you tonight. You finished this book, so doesn't count, Panda. Bohemian just bought the book, so she's kind of reading it kind of with us. So yeah, we're only 3 chapters behind, so you never finished the book? Nuh-uh. Why didn't you finish it? Oh, okay. Alright, we're going to start with chapter 17, Unexpected Moment. The following morning, I still gave Mark space. I had begun to doubt how well this apprenticeship would really work. Corvin, we are going to need supplies from the village. We aren't exactly welcome there, and my reason for not using the blanket. I prefer the cold. Mark said, providing the reason for why my offer of kindness had been rejected. I simply nodded to acknowledge him speaking. Well, I mean, you could still finish the book though, like whoops. Here you go, guys. For the raffle. How many chapters are there? Oh, welcome back, Honda. We're just now starting to read, so could have been super fake streams. Wait, what? Ah, well, Panda, I appreciate it. Oh, there's 76. So you're probably like only halfway through. Wow. Okay. I will get the supplies then, Mark. I had hoped to stay a few days, but because of my decision, we can't. Pack up camp, please. I shouldn't be too long. I requested of him before mounting on my horse and heading into town. Once within the town, I almost immediately heard the whispering of what had occurred the day before. A strange and ill man possessed by demons had been chased out of the town, and the religious group that haunted such demons had been notified. Hearing that the religious group that haunted us three would be arriving soon made me particularly nervous, so I quickly made my way through the town to get the various supplies of food, medicine, and clothing. I did my best to pick out clothing that would fit my apprentices, as well as a fresh journal and writing tools for them to communicate with. I really truly wanted things to work out with all of us, and I would do what I could to make it happen. Wait, we had a conversation about that, or somebody else? Wait, what are you talking about? I'm so confused. Panda and Honda both. I've had many conversations with about those lately, actually. The sun was just past its highest point upon my return back to the camp. I was pleased to find that Mark had indeed gotten everything packed up properly. I had to look for him for a moment, but I found him just putting on a shirt beside the stream. Hey, Mark, I got you and Ethan a few things, I said before handing him the clothes. He thanked me and turned around to get dressed. I walked away towards the horses and let him get dressed in peace. I also wanted to distance myself away from them. I could not afford to get attached to anyone again. That always ended in pain, and it had every single time I let anyone into my heart. I was petting the muzzle of the third horse, a black and white mare that was completely saddled up, ready for a rider. She was a sweet gal with an easy gait that I had hoped would help Mark with his fear of riding. Corvin, why is there 3 horses? Mark's voice sounded from behind me. I turned to look at his very confused face. Well, Mark, eventually this one will be yours and Ethan's. Once you learn how to ride again, that is. You can ride with me or on your own horse. I smiled, but that smile began to fade as Mark began to get very nervous. Hold on. Honda, when were we talking about that? I am on Book Talk though. I am on there. Read the message. Hold on, read the message before. What message? I'm still lost, guys. Y'all gotta help a girl. She doesn't follow. There's the raffle. Again? He suddenly zoned out and began to scratch violently at his arms until they were dripping blood. This new behavior was extremely concerning to me. I immediately went to him and grabbed his hands firmly and gentle in my own. Mark, you have to stop hurting yourself. Yes, I found out that you had written before. Ethan told me it was with a lover you had at the time. Something with a T, I believe it was. A man's name. So yes, I do know a small part of your past history. I informed him in a calm and steady voice, intending to help bring him out of his panic. He isn't to Mark stuttered out before seemingly forcing himself to stop altogether. It was obvious that his past caused him a tremendous amount of pain. Mark, regardless of what he was or was not supposed to tell me, I at least know more about your past now. These are things that I need to know as your mentor. Mark, I really do want to help you and Ethan out as best as I could. I said, but knew that I needed to snap him out of his panic. I knew one idea that probably would work, but it was more likely to get me hit or even stabbed. Whoops. Oh, okay, Pan. Now I'm getting it. Okay. Now I'm picking up what you're putting down. Nice emote, Rays. Hey, I watched the new Mario. Have you ever watched that? Like the movie? You're fine, Panda. I just don't pick up. I don't pick up a lot of stuff. Trust me. Oops. You have? I recently just watched it like a few months ago. Did you like it? I tell my past to those I trust. Mark stuttered out, making it painfully obvious that he was most definitely did not trust me at all, which hurt a bit more than it probably should have. But I did not get the time to linger upon this as Mark suddenly pulled away from my grip and collapsed upon the ground. He lowered as if expecting a severe beating. It hurt my heart to see this proud man cower in such a way. I knelt beside him and removed his arms from his face. Mark, I am not going to hit you for your taste in lovers. Actually, I prefer men too. I suddenly got nervous but had an idea that just might snap him out of this episode. My words did not seem to be getting through to him. Before Mark could react, I gently tilted his head up. Leaning in, I kissed him firmly on the lips before he could escape my grasp. Mark froze instantly, and his eyes shot open to gaze into my own. But he did not move away, even now, which was promising. I let the kiss linger for a few moments longer before I regretfully pulled away from that kiss. Mark needed time to process what had just happened, but I held my gaze with his as I expected at any moment to be punched in the jaw. Honestly, I would deserve it, I told myself. Boop, boop, boop. What do you mean, Panda? You like the movie Bohemian? Okay, so I thought the movie was just kind of okay. I felt like they strayed away a lot from the stories of the video games and everything. So, that was kind of my main thing. Um, so I like, I grew up on the original kind of like Pokemon, not Pokemon, but Mario, and I don't know. Yeah, I probably should have like done all that. Yeah, I was kind of confused too. Like I said, I thought it was um like they strayed a lot from the original, like the game story and stuff, so it threw me off a lot, to be honest. That's a cute emote. Um we were Panda, if I was there, I probably would have been blushing and probably embarrassed or whatever. Oh, the shiny Mew. I knew it was a Mew, but I knew the color was off. Actually I don't know that one. I'm missing something? What am I missing? What? Mark said, highly confused. The poor man looked completely stunned, but slowly he lowered his arms in order to prop himself up. I blushed intensively before stuttering and stumbling over my words. I, have tasted men. I moved from my knees to just sitting on the ground before him. I had to admit to myself that I really did enjoy that kiss. I could still feel a phantom touch of his lips against mine, and it made my heart flutter intensely. I wanted more. I hungered for more the longer I sat there looking at him. At the same time, I myself expected to be hit for the kiss. But then that strike did not happen. I muttered out, I'm sorry. I was extremely stupid for that kiss. There was no doubt in my mind that I wanted another kiss, but I feared it. I feared the attachment I would likely form to this man. My breathing grew heavier, and I looked closer to him, not sure of what I was expecting. My mind raced as it tried to figure out what to do. There is no need to apologize. I actually kind of liked it, Mark said, but looked away as I could see a hint of a blush on his cheek and along his hairline. It caught me totally off guard, but I decided to make my move. Blop dance? I've never heard of a blop dance. Okay, so those those I am familiar with. That's Misty Rose right there. Her character, her avatar is super cute. I love it. Panda emotes, I haven't got them yet. I'm still working on getting my emotes. I'm getting new sub batches. Should be this weekend at some point. Um, so the panda emotes are coming. You just gotta give me some time. I just need time. Just like I'm going to be getting a Rafazar hat for me for when I stream. Um, but it's going. Why were you shocked? You shouldn't be shocked. Gently, I placed my fingers under his chin and along his jaw. I moved his head so that I was gazing into those eyes of black and white. I'm not sure of what I was searching for, but my eyes went from his eyes that seemed to swallow me whole, down to his lips that trembled slightly. He was scared, and so was I. The uncertainty of what the future held for both of us was terrifying. I took a deep breath before leaning in and kissing him. Kissing him with a very low, lingering kiss. Mark melted into that kiss and even opened his mouth for me. It definitely surprised me, but I took advantage of that. My hand moved from under his jaw to cup the back of his neck, deepening that kiss. I knew there was a good chance I would grow to regret this decision. But in that very moment, I did not care, and I let my tongue explore the warm, moist cavern that was his mouth. Well, yeah, it's no problem. Like, I have lots of spots for emotes. I even have plans to get some animated ones. Whoops. I have some plans to get some animated ones. Like, I found a cat that's like reading a book, and I want to get it so bad. So hopefully here soon. Cats and books, exactly. I'm also looking into some cat emotes too. Like, I have a list of stuff that I plan on getting. It's just, takes some time, But yeah, I have a list. My mouse is like sticking. The best. So a lot of people get their like emotes from, like, I know they get them from like Etsy and stuff, but my emotes I can't get it from Etsy. Mainly because like I'm looking for like book emotes, and that's not a common thing. So yeah, you're welcome, Panda. So that's really all it is. That's my plans, at least. Alrighty, so let's continue. Continue reading. Yeah, you would think that they would be, but no, like on Etsy, like plain book ones, it's not on there. So I have to like literally get them custom made, like I did with my other emotes. Squirtle. Really? I think I know somebody that has like red pandas. Mark's arm moved to be around my neck as he brought our chests close enough to touch each other. My heart pounded heavily in my chest. This was something that I had not experienced in a very long time. I craved it. I needed this. But that was when my doubts began to creep in. I knew Mark did not really like me. He sure as hell did not trust me. It hurt me, but I began to pull back from the kiss and hold. But Mark stopped me from pulling too far away. I looked at him in confusion. "Why did you pull away?" Mark said in a pouty whine before putting his forehead against mine. It seemed to me that he wanted more, and so did I. "Mark, let's face it. I know that you don't like me." I desperately wanted to return to the kiss, and boy, did I want so much more. I strayed thought of desire to have Mark beneath me, moaning out his pleasure crossed my mind. But what was the point of forming a one-sided attachment? It only ever ended in heartbreak. Hold on. I think... There we go. That's where it's coming from. Okay. I mean, panda's in the name, though. So doesn't that make them pandas? Like a form of pandas? Oh, I love the cat paw. See, I need some cat paws. I never said that. I'm just scared of what happens when I let my guard down. But I'm willing to try, Mark said, and I was completely floored, and I hesitated only for a split moment. I returned to that kiss now that the hungry passion had been unleashed. I ran my hand down the side of his body eagerly, gripped his hip to pull him fully against me. As he gasped, I murmured, "Touch me, Mark, please. Put your hands on me." I almost begged of him, but his arm slid from around my neck so that he skimmed his touch over my chest and stomach. He tugged instantly at my shirt. I smirked at his attempt. Gently, I grabbed his hands and put them on the buttons. "Mark, if you want my bare skin, then you will have to undo the buttons and take it off," I said as my own hands went to roam Mark's body. It did not take either of us very long to remove our shirts. Mark let out a audible gasp upon seeing my bare chest and let his hands roam far more freely. His touch sent out bolts of lightning, roaming out all over my body. The lower his hands got, the more centralized that intense sensation got. A particular bulge growing within my own pants from what I could feel on my thigh. Mark was very turned on by this. I love y'all's emotes. Emotes. Which I actually forgot. I need to put the puzzle up for y'all. So let me do that real quick. The red panda was formally described in 1825. Did you look this up, Panda? The two currently recognized subspecies, the Himalayan and the Chinese red panda, genetically diverged about 250,000 years ago. The red panda's place on the evolutionary tree has been debated, but modern genetic evidence places it in close affinity with raccoons, weasels, and skunks. It is not closely related to the giant panda, which is a bear, though both possesses elongate wrist bones or false thumbs used for grasping bamboo. Well, I don't know. Why would you put the name of panda if it's not a panda? That doesn't make any sense to me. Alright, let me get this puzzle because I totally forgot to put it up. My bad, guys. I'm trying to figure out also how to, because I seen where you can do custom pictures. So I thought it would be cool to do a puzzle of our book cover or whatever. But I don't know. It doesn't work out because it's I have to send, everybody has to have the same file basically. So it's really weird. Somebody was yelling. Have we done this puzzle yet? Okay. Give me 1 second. There's gonna be an echo, I'm sorry. Okay, Bohemian, just the fact that you knew who it was is hilarious, because I didn't know who it was, because I have 4 other streams pulled up. So all I know is that I heard somebody yelling. Okay, there you go. So if y'all want to do a puzzle, because it looks like it's not completed, There's that for y'all to do while I'm reading and stuff. Oh, rifle. Why is a guinea pig having pig in the names? Well, I don't know. Do they have noses like pigs? There's the raffle. Okay. That is a bear. That is a bear. My passionate kiss deepened, and in a power move, I pushed him to the ground and straddled him. He gasped as I placed one of his hands on my stomach and the other to cup my bulge. Moaning, I offered a few teasing thrusts into his hand, which earned me several gasps out of Mark. How badly do you need this? I asked, but I was more than willing to fuck him fully. When he moved his hand from my bulge to my upper thigh, I grounded my bulge against his with a certain eagerness. So badly. I need you, Corvin. Mark cried out, begging me for this. I smiled as I knew what would follow, grinding for a bit longer before I reached down to unbutton his pants. I want you too. I need this moment, Mark. I need you badly, I whispered under heavy breath before helping to slide off first his pants and then my own. Jay, how are you doing? Oh, yes, you came at a very interesting time. My bad. It is a bear. It is totally a bear. Just look at it. It looks like a bear. Exactly. See, they look like a bear. So that makes them a bear. In my book, if it looks like a bear, it's a bear. I pulled him upright into a tight embrace, my hand reaching down to grab his ass tightly to show my desire for so much more from him. Mark was blushing violently as my hands roamed his with expertise. I teased the inside of his thigh before cupping him firmly. I was met with gaspy cries of pleasure as he bucked his hips into my hand. Mark, show me just how badly you want this. I want to ride your ass into the ground. But I need you to want this just as much as I do. I said seductively to him. Sorry, guys. Mark began to beg for me with such an intensity that it surprised me. Corvin, please. I want you to ride me so hard. Please, destroy me. Make me feel so good. Please. Before lowering himself into the grass beneath us, kneeling beside him, I kissed him passionately and even reached down to stroke him. It had been so very long since I had lain with anyone. I needed this with Mark. For me, it's a bear. It's a bear. For me, it's always going to be a bear. I think the emo is perfect race. If you color sugar and form it into a carrot, it is a carrot. I mean, maybe. I mean, it's sugar carrot then. Yeah, gummy bears are bears. They're totally bears. They're delicious bears. You're about to blow my mind? Okay. It did not take all that long for Mark to begin begging for me, and hard too. Please, Corvin, I need this. Please be rough with me. I begged of him before spreading his legs eagerly for me. I broke that kiss only long enough to look down and confirm what I was feeling. I began to position myself better before beginning to prep his tight, quivering hole properly, all while I stroked myself off, making no secret that I was intending on fully enjoying this moment with Mark. He even began to rock back on my fingers deep within his ass. It did not take very long to ensure he was properly prepared and lubed up with my saliva. Mark moaned out loud as I began to enter him. My own sounds of pleasure joined his as Mark's warmth enveloped me. My belly provided friction for his cock in between our stomachs. I started at an easy enough pace as my lips locked with his in a most passionate moment. His legs wrapped around my torso as his nails dug deep into the flesh of my shoulders. That sweet, pleasurable pain as his nails broke through my skin and the hot blood welling up underneath his fingers. Corvin, so good, more. I must have more, he cried out with passion. The red-bellied woodpecker doesn't have a red belly. Why is it called red belly then? I don't know the Connecticut warbler. Then why is it called why is it called that then? That doesn't even make sense. My grip moved to his hips. Oh yeah, I forgot to get a drink. Give me 1 second. Science? That has nothing to do with science, though. Science have some whack names then. Power got updated? I haven't been on it for a couple days. I should get on there. I currently have been a little distracted with watching Avatar, and now I'm watching this other anime too. I just started it. What, Panda? Wait, that isn't. Why is Y called Y when it could be called when? Because those are two different things. I love anime, Rays. What is your favorite anime? Alright. My grip moved to his hips to help him drive himself into him harder and deeper than I was already going. My needy lips left kisses and hickeys along that pale neck and chest, but a growing desire to bite his chest, to mark it up with my teeth, was beginning to grow far more intense. I wanted to taste his flesh in my mouth, even more than just the simple beads of sweat that my tongue licked up. A simple glance and a soft moan escaped his lips was all it took for me to lose myself in that moment. I gave into the lust, and all fears of forming an attachment or loss vanished like smoke in the wind. All that mattered was this moment with Mark. He was mine. Our hips smacked each other with such ferocity that it was bound to leave bruises. No matter what happened after this moment, we both would be feeling this for some time after. Leaning down, I teased the skin of his chest with my tongue before sinking my teeth into that pale chest, drawing considerable blood in the process. Mark gasped and turned out in response to my bite and the much harder thrust that followed just shortly after. Are they what? So, Jay, I just started watching the Avatar anime for the first time, too. I'm on book 2. How far are you into it? Well, when were these animals like named or whatever? I never I actually never heard of that. The Black Summoner and Demon King. I never heard of that one. I went to an anime convention last summer. I don't know if I'm going this summer. We'll have to see. You're halfway through. Yeah. Yeah, that's about how far I am too. Are you planning on watching the live action? Um, yes, Corvin, right there. He moaned out into my ear before raking his nails down my back hard. I arched my back automatically into his nails and moaned out the pleasures I found within his body. I knew at this rate it would not be long at all before I would fill his tight ass with my hot seed. I could not even form a sentence as my thrusts became even harder than ever before. I was desperate for him. For his pleasure, I was sharing with Mark. He was the first to shoot ropes of hot white seed all over both of our stomachs and chests. But that sudden warmth of his seed on my skin seemed to cause a chain reaction. As I too shot my load deep within his depths, I knew that I was in absolute bliss and that based on the look Mark gave me after we both came, he too was more than happy about our experience together. Breathing quite heavily and my limbs shaking from our pleasurable efforts, I collapsed onto his chest. I closed my eyes and nuzzled slightly into his hairless chest. There was no doubt in my mind that I had greatly enjoyed this moment with him. His sighs of contentment brought some very mixed reaction to myself. I wanted this to happen more, but at the same time I feared the inevitable connection, the attachment to another when I had so many lovers. I had even lost my brother. I did not know if my heart could take another loss again. Did I want Mark like this and risk facing that pain again? Or was this just purely a moment of lust? I quickly closed my eyes and wrapped my arms around him, so as to avoid detection of my fears. Oops. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, you're looking at chat. Okay. I mean, but some animals are discovered later and they get named later. That's the side I watched it. Wait, what, Rays? You got a DM? Yes, I think. Someone once invented the language we have now. Well, languages, I mean, there's so many different languages, though. Like, English wasn't like, like, it wasn't the first language, I don't think. In that embrace, we stayed for what felt like an hour, possibly two, with deep regret that such a moment had come to an end. I pulled out and began to clean him properly. We should probably get moving on, especially after what happened in the town. The townsfolk will likely be hunting for you now. Mark, that felt incredible. I said with a tone of sadness in my voice as I handed him his clothes. It was incredible. I know I enjoyed it. he muttered as he got dressed. I didn't really say too much, as I was still trying to process everything that had just occurred between us. Once we were ready, I mounted my horse and held out my hand to Mark and helped him mount up before me. Mark, I need you sitting in front of me. I get that you do not like horse riding, but we must leave quickly. By sitting in front of me, I can provide you with better stability. I said, trying to help him relax just a bit, but that was to no avail at all. I moved his hands from the reins to the saddle horn and used my thighs to grip him. Whispering in his ears as one would to a lover, I said, lean back against my chest. We have to go fast. I wrapped an arm around his waist to secure him just a bit more. I did not take long to urge the stallion into a gallop. Ooh, I actually took German classes. At one point, I was majoring in German when I was in college. But then I changed that major. I didn't say too much as I was still trying to process everything that had just occurred between us. Once we were ready, I mounted my horse and held out my hand to Mark and helped him mount up before me. Mark, I need you sitting in front. Oh, wait, I read that. My bad. Poor Mark was terrified beyond belief, to the point of even his nails starting to tear off out of the power of the grip he had on the saddle. We rode like that for a very long while, but once we had put some distance between us, I immediately slowed down to a walk. I am so sorry about that, Mark, but I couldn't risk putting you and Ethan in more danger. I have already been the cause of enough issues for you both. Oh, thanks for the follow. Thank you so much. Lord of the Pings. That name, I feel like I know you. Aren't you in the Discord? Hold on a second. Because now I'm curious. It is. It's good to see you. I'm glad that you're here. Thanks for the follow again. Hello. So I'm almost done with Caravel. I think that's how you say it. I'm almost done with it. I know that you finished it. So Bohemian wasn't here. She finished it too, actually. So looking forward to that. Rambling, how are you doing? Thanks for being here, guys. I'm gonna do the text shoutouts, and then in between the chapters and stuff, I'll do the video shoutouts. That is my plan, at least. There we go. Wait, I didn't even know that you stream too. I gotta check out your streams. Am I missing anybody else? Rambling? There we go. Yeah, I'm glad that you're here too, Rambling. We are in the middle of just reading The Plague Doctor. That's okay. But yeah, so Caravel, I'm almost done with it, and I think I posted in the Discord that I feel like I have whiplash right now from reading that. So But no, Rambling, I'm glad that you're here. So basically what we're reading a Plague Doctor romance. And basically, this Plague Doctor, he's lost basically a lot of people. And he's being chased by a religious group because they don't agree with some of his preferences. When it comes to like men or women kind of deal. So, yep, there's the Discord, and we do book club in there. So, if you want to join the book club, it's in there. There's a channel for the book club. So, we're meeting at the beginning of March. So, all right. We will continue reading. I'm so sorry about that, Mark, but I couldn't risk putting you and Ethan in more danger. I have already been the cause of enough issues for you both. I understand if you are not wanting to ride anymore today, I said as I brought the horse to a halt so that Mark would be given the choice to ride or walk. I helped Mark get down off the horse. It was obvious that he was in a lot of pain from being unused to horse riding. I sighed before handing him an absorbent cloth of the bloody fingers. I am sorry about that, Mark. I had to protect you and Ethan. I wouldn't have done that otherwise. I felt absolutely horrible about what I did, especially as I knew about his fear. I did not make him climb back into the saddle again for the rest of the day. It was more towards evening when I turned off the path abruptly to go on our own trail away from the common road. I did not say it, but I was hesitant to deal with the upcoming town. The town in which I knew I would find a lot of pain and emotions that I had shoved down for so very long. Corvin, I could feel a switch. Probably a good few hours away, but it is coming, Mark said in a quiet voice. I definitely appreciate the heads up on the warning and smiled lightly. All right, let's set up camp then. It's time for it anyway. There were many questions that needed answering between us, so I instructed Mark to set up camp while I went and took care of the horses. I took longer with the horses than necessary, just due to my nerves and wanting to avoid questions and the pain I knew all too well that would come with them. Nerdy, you're back! I gave you 1,000 points for redeeming first, so congratulations. Alright. So let's do... Okay, the shoutouts. Let's do the video shoutouts. So... Jay, we'll do Jay. That's okay. Nerdy was pretty early, so... Chapter 18. Yes, we are on Chapter 18 now. So let's do video shoutouts real quick. I do them in between so that they're not so disruptive, you know, so... Here we go. Oh, Raze, this is the anime. Okay, I'll look at that.
Let's go.
We all fell down the same hole.
I do a recap, Raze. I always do a recap.
I was like 2 seconds behind you. He flung me like... oh, god damn it.
So this is Jay. I think he just recently became affiliated, so...
Up. Let's go up. Because it can't go anywhere else.
I was on his stream yesterday. Actually, I was on his and Cakes. His and Cakes I was jumping between yesterday. Video shout out to Lord of the Pings. I love that name. She's in our book club too. I guess if she doesn't have any clips, which is fine. And then who was the other one? Rambling says that he doesn't stream. Okay, I think that was it. So yeah, she's in our Discord, in our book club, so I'm excited to talk about it. Final Fantasy, is that what he was playing, Raze? Okay, so yes, okay. See, I've never played Final Fantasy, actually. Okay, for you, Raze, a little recap. There was two boys. They became apprentices of a doctor, and the doctor, I heard that it was, and a lot of people told me that for me to try like a story game, but I don't know, because I get bored with games very quickly, and then I go through phases too. So anyways, the doctor died from a sickness, which caused these two boys, they're adults at this time when he died, to become like full doctors. And basically, when the doctor died, one of the brothers left for Italy, but apparently he died. And so that left Corvin basically all alone. And he ran into like a brothel. And while he was there, he met three ladies. They taught him some interesting stuff at a brothel, as you can imagine. And he was still acting as a doctor. He was living with them, but he was out helping somebody, and the brothel got burned down by a like religious group that's like chasing people down or whatever. Like they're like punishing people for their sins or whatever. So he's on the run from this group, and he ran into this other guy who is the apprentice of Corvin, which is our doctor. And we find out that apparently there are two brothers living in this body. So there's Mark, and then there's Ethan. They're both in this, they're sharing a body basically, and they switch. Sometimes Ethan comes out, sometimes it's Mark. And basically Mark and Corvin, they just they just I don't know how to explain, but they did some stuff. And so now they're just on the run again. In common? What is common? Thanks, Bohemian. I almost forgot the other brother again. so yeah, rambling. If you're still here, sorry. There is a puzzle at the end, at the top there, that you could do while I'm reading, if you wanted something to do. So yeah. I know. I forgot Mark the first time, and then I forgot. Well, yeah, and then I forgot Ethan this time. They all one person brothers for life. yeah, basically. Like it's interesting. We haven't found out like how it happened or anything like that. They just randomly will switch at times. Okay. So chapter 18. Emotions running high. I returned to that camp silent, not in any mood to talk. Still unaware that the switch had actually occurred, though I looked over at Mark to ensure that he was doing all right. I was desperate to avoid questions. I did not want to face it all again. but I knew that it would happen and all too soon. Hey, Corvin, are the horses okay? Are you okay? You look upset. Ethan's familiar, bubbly, happy tone asked from behind me. It changed to concern when he inquired as to my well-being. For some reason, he irritated me today, and so when I spoke, I was just a bit short with my tone than I intended to be. Yes, Ethan, the horses are completely fine. As for me, I am fine. Why wouldn't I be? I am just perfect. I snapped before turning away from him. I was actively trying to avoid conflict with Ethan, as it was not his fault for how I felt. So I pushed him away, trying to avoid
Honestly, just wait.
attachment.
Lex is gonna walk up.
Oh my goodness! Thanks for the raid, guys! Oh my goodness!
Is that?
Yeah, wait.
Oh!
Thank you so much! It was Magna!
Nice!
Magna, thanks! Oh, that means I can
Somebody clip
Here,
that
play
shit.
this
Ooh.
close you out.
You guys can play that pretty
Hey,
comfortably.
you're
I gotta go
here
dump
too.
mid wave. I gotta try and get
How's
something back.
everybody doing? I appreciate it. I forgot I had my sound turned off. Hydrate? I will definitely hydrate. I love that redeemed the cat one. Thanks for the follow. Oh my goodness. I've been donked by the hydro cannon. Oh my goodness. Queen is in here. Hey, I just discovered about you, actually. Oh my goodness. Thanks for the raid. I appreciate it. Drink for... I have Coke. I will... Okay. Just a little funny thing. My client that I had today, she gave me like a whole bottle of wine today, so... Wait, that's right, Donkers. I totally forgot about that. Oh my goodness, that is true. Yeah, Queen, I actually went on your I watched the replay of the clip thing, so I'm just gonna say I still love Magna's clip. It was hilarious. I know. Most drinks, I don't like the taste of alcohol, so oh yeah. So I messaged Bohemian. I literally just told her eggplant. So, and that's exactly what I said to Magna today. We need more fire? Fire from where? But yeah, I don't like the taste of alcohol. She gave me like cupcake wine, so she basically told me to try it. Oh my goodness. Well, just a little quick introduction. I am legacy bookish, and I'm not your typical streamer. So, I actually don't play games. I mostly read books, and we talk about books and read. People, people do make me say stuff. Oh my goodness, Cake, you totally missed it. Jay was in here for it. But yes, there was some scenes. There was. Oh my goodness, I do not like spiders. There's no way, I would not do, It is through. Oh, you read it last night? Okay. Yeah, Jay was here for it though. He came in like right when it started. And then I was joking with Cake last night on his stream about it. Because he said that he wanted me to recommend a book to him, but he didn't want smut, so... Oh my goodness. They fixed the boxes? Wait, what was the boxes? Wrong paste? Oh, did you start it? Okay, how far did you get? Are you very far? Probably not, since if you just started it. Oh, you're 11 chapters. Oh, wow. How are you liking it so far? The boxes for places in the workers' pal. Oh, really? See, I need to get back on there. I haven't played it for a few days. I've been sidetracked. Yeah, I remember that. Wait, can you have more now? I played Pal World with another streamer. She streamed it or whatever, but Saucy, yes. Mama Puma, how are you doing? It was definitely what? Hold on. I'm on his. Hold on a second. I gotta fix that. Why is this on here? Okay, it says I'm third. Hold on, I'm fixing that. Where are you? Freaking. Okay. I think I fixed it, Mama Puma. Thank you. Thank you. I fixed it. Magna, we did read a saucy part. You have a server? See, I don't have a server yet. Yes. I really thought she did good on the characters. And to be honest, that is the author's first book. Just an FYI. The third one should be coming out this year. Yes, we have to swap. Do it another. Okay. Let's do another. In Spoon's stream, I was first, and now I'm back down to like second. So, what is ONW Bohemian? I don't. Oh, what one? What book? It's called The King's Huntress. So, Cake had asked what was my like most recommended book, and The King Huntress by Jay is my is one of my top. Thanks for the redeem, Magna. Kindle Unlimited is a really good deal because I mean it's not expensive. You just pay every month, and then you get access to tons of books. It's crazy what you'll find in there. Yeah, so The King's Huntress, it has vampires, there's lichens, fairies, all kinds of stuff like that in it. Yeah, I appreciate it too, but yeah, Bohemian, you probably would like that book, honestly. There are scenes in it, so just an FYI. Alright, so we will continue reading. It did do a shout out, right? It did. I think it did. Okay. Oops. Get a rifle going. Alright, perfect. So where was I? I was actively trying to avoid conflict with Ethan as it was not his fault for how I felt. So instead, I pushed him away, trying to avoid further attachment. Ethan persisted and followed me, still asking those questions. I knew he wanted to help, but he simply did not understand that I needed to do this alone. As I always had done, I am fine, I said with an extremely short and sharp answer. You're not fine. Even I know that. You could talk to me, Corbin. I want to help you, Ethan said, still in that cheerful personality that for some reason just irritated me. Ethan, no, I am fine. Just stop, okay? Just leave me be. I growled at him, something I had never done previously, and even more sign that I was pushing him away. I did not want that connection. I turned to walk away from Ethan, trying to protect him. I felt that he wouldn't understand. How could he? He was so damn innocent of everything. Catch up on here. If there was anything. I think it's just the raffle. Yep. Okay. My stress was so high that even the wall I walked away made it completely obvious that something was very wrong. My whole body was trembling, and I could hardly make my hands work. I thought I had made my point perfectly clear to leave me alone, but I was spun around to face Ethan. Please talk to me, Corbin. I want to help you, like friends do. Ethan tried once more to get me to talk, but something about the word friend made me stiffen up. Something about it snapped inside within me, and I threw his hands off of me. Looking in his direction, I snapped. Ethan, just stop. Just stop. I don't want to make a connection. I don't need friends. I growled and physically pushed him away. I did not want to hurt him, and I feared, with my anger levels growing, that I would do exactly that. He did not stop and was quite insistent, even despite my many warnings. Ethan, stop! If you hadn't switched in public like that, this wouldn't be happening. I snarled at him and tried to walk away once more. I was not expecting him to grab my forearm suddenly, and out of sheer reaction, I flung out my arm. It sent him flying across the clearing. He sprawled on the ground, hitting his head once upon some rocks. Red hot blood spilled from his head and his scaped up hands. Instantly, I felt guilty as all hell, but kept backing away from him until I was backed up against a tree with seemingly no escape. I was incredibly angry and scared, both of what I had done to Ethan and what Mark would do when he found out. This only made my fear of connection more obvious than it was ever before. Okay, Bohemian, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Have fun at your meeting. If meetings are ever fun. Okay, thanks, Magna. I appreciate it. Okay, that's always a good thing, because I know that some meetings can just be like, they could be just kind of daunting, you know? I mean, they say you gotta catch them all, right? I started watching Pokemon, like, in the background again. So... Alrighty. Ethan got up with a groan. Yeah, and approached me again. He was, for lack of better words, wait, I read that, I think. No, I didn't. He was, for lack of better words, extremely persistent. Normally, it was a trait that I would admire from an apprentice, but today it made me feel trapped with no escape in sight. Just stop, Ethan. I can't, I can't deal with that. The losses again. The pain. My body shook with the attempt to keep all of the information contained. I even looked away to hide my tears. I slid down the tree, feeling incredibly weak and pathetic for being this way. My brother died. My lovers, dead in a fire. Meant for me. Any friends left long ago. And as for everyone else, they judged me before getting to know me. Mark is incredible. Felt incredible under me. I want more, but I fear that attachment that comes with it. But why would Mark feel incredible? Ethan muttered to himself as he sounded a bit confused, but he continued on as he crouched before me. You are worried about us leaving? I can understand that, Corbin. But we wouldn't have taken this apprenticeship if we didn't plan on sticking around. It was the first time that I had heard Ethan actually be serious about things. You nearly got killed because I tried to trust again, because you switched in public. Mark was beyond furious. He might not let you stay around. I'm just a hazard to everyone around me. As for Mark and we are now lovers, and now I'm just realizing I might not get to keep that. I feared those attachments because of that pain, that loss. I just can't. I curl up on myself on the ground, begging for the universe to just take me now and make me disappear. I felt an incredibly strong urge to jump on my horse and ride away, leaving everything that I own far behind me. Get that started for y'all. The expression on Ethan's face showed that a lot of processing of information was occurring. I blushed a bit, realizing that he was coming to terms with the fact that he shared a body with his brother. A brother that I had just fucked earlier in the day. Well, I could tell you that Mark was terrified you would leave. He was terrified you did leave when you were taking so long. He is, as far as I'm aware from the last time I checked, willing to try with you, but he knows it can take time and effort. It's my fault for just switching. Ethan was trying his absolute hardest to fix the situation, even despite what I had done to him. Looking Ethan in the eyes, I was completely surprised to hear that Mark had been scared of me leaving. Was it really possible that he actually wanted me long term? What? No, I was trying to avoid my own pain. After what happened with you, I figured he was going to leave. Hey! Matsu, thanks for the raid!
Sophia Ignacy, that makes me feel a type of way.
How are you doing?
I hope a good way.
Do, do, do. How are you doing? Thanks for coming. How was your stream?
Oh.
Oh, you just finished? Let's do like an actual shout out.
Yes. Well, yes.
Did it do another clip? Interesting. There you go. So Matsu is also another he does reading streams and stuff. So I've been to a few of his. Midnight Folk, I haven't read that. Was it any good? Oh. So we are wait. A little introduction. Sorry. I always forget. I'm legacy bookish, just in case you don't know. I also read on stream. So right now we are reading The Plague Doctor. It's Coread, no, Coread, by Connor Miller. It's a Plague Doctor romance. So that's what we're reading. That's good. At least, like, overall, it was still a good book, you know? So I read some books that it was difficult, you know? But yeah, so I tried to do like I tried to do book giveaways. I have a loyalty points for book stickers too. Um yeah, and I do book club too. So if anybody's interested, that's in my Discord and I could post that for you. And then here's the command for the book. So yeah, there you go. So yeah, so basically there's a doctor. He's kind of on the run cuz there's like this group of like religious group that's like coming against him because he has some like sexual preferences, and it's, you know, it's like years ago and stuff. And basically everybody he has come in contact with has pretty much died because of this group. So now he has some apprentices that he is training under, and these apprentices, they're brothers, but they share a body. So it's interesting because they'll switch in the middle, you know, whenever basically. So yeah, that's where we are. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, where was I? Give me 1 minute. I feared those attachments because of that pain, that loss. I just can't. I curl up all myself on the ground, begging for the universe to just take me now and make me disappear. I fought an incredibly strong urge to jump on my horse and ride away, leaving everything that I owned far behind me. Oh, thanks for the hydrate. Thank you. The expression on Ethan's face showed that a lot of processing of information was occurring. I blushed a bit, realizing that he was coming to terms with the fact that he shared a body with his brother. A brother that I had just fucked earlier in the day. Well, I can tell you that Mark was terrified you would leave. He was terrified that you did leave when you were taking so long. I read this. My bad. Ethan was trying his absolute hardest to fix the situation, even despite what I had done to him. Looking Ethan in the eyes, I was completely surprised to hear that Mark had been scared of me leaving. Was it really possible that he actually wanted me long term? No, I was trying to avoid my own pain. After what happened with you, I figured he was going to leave. He panicked at the horse ride, and I kissed him to snap him out of it. A random act. I didn't expect it to go so far. And now, I've really fucked up that chance, or any chance of you both staying. Now that I've hurt you directly, Ethan, when Mark comes out again, don't try to defend me or convince your brother otherwise. If he is going to leave, then he can. I don't deserve another chance. I won't convince him to stay, but I won't convince him to leave either. I love mangas. I actually have some here that I'm working on getting together. I tend to kind of like older ones. Sorry, I'm looking at my shelves. They're like above me. I have Fruit Basket. I have Inuyasha. I have a few Narutos, Demon Slayer. My other ones are packed, so I can't remember exactly. What other ones did I have? Yeah, I really like Demon Slayer. That's one of my favorite, like, more recent animes and mangas. Oh, I have more than just than one bookshelf. I have a lot of shelves. So I have 2 full bookshelves, and I still wasn't enough. I had stacked the books on top of the shelves, and then I have 2 floating shelves full of books too. What other ones did I have? I just got I can't remember the name. Trip, how are you doing? Zaddy, wait, is it Zaddy or is it Trip? How are you doing? I think you appreciate wait, I appreciate you being here. I know. I want the cook the cat bookshelf. It looks so cool. And it was so cute too. Has anybody watched the anime? I can't even think of the name, but there's a guy. He's like an old time, kind of like an old time, like some kind of like he was in some war or whatever, and he has an X on his cheek, and he's living at like a dojo with the lady. I forgot what it's called though. Now I need to look it up, but I got a few of theirs. I got a few of those. Whatever that anime was. I know, I wanted to. And it, like, I just bought these bookshelves, like, at the end of last year. So. I wonder if I could look it up. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. If I could type. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to pronounce this correctly. Rurouni Kenshin Kazenben? I think I butchered that. So I have those mangas too, a few of those. And I have Case Closed, a few of those. I think that's it. So, alright. Where was I? I won't convince him to stay, but I won't convince him to leave either. I want to stay. I don't care if you hurt me. Everyone deserves a second chance, including you, Corvin. The choice will be left to him, Ethan said before getting up, and a short moment later, my blanket was draped over me, and then I could hear the scratching of a quill on paper. I covered my head with that blanket and began to sob quietly. Once more, everything had been fucked up. I had promised Mark that Ethan would never be harmed again. Yet here I was, being the direct cause of it once more. I felt in my heart that there was absolutely no way Mark would want to stay now. I would be alone once more, and yet all that I could do was wait. I leaned down and pulled a knife from my boot and placed it beside me in a way that Mark could easily use it against me if he so choose to do so. My bad. Here we go. Get the rifle. I could hear Ethan step up beside me and then walk away. From under the blanket, I saw him grab the blade and move it far away from me. I groaned eternally about it. There would be a switch soon, he informed me in a kind tone, to which I began to prepare myself for the pain that I was convinced would be coming. But I would at least give Mark that chance to do as he saw fit with me. For the longest while it was very quiet, and all that could be heard was the sound of crickets and the crackling of the fire. The silence was almost agonizing, and if it weren't for the fact that I could hear movement, I honestly would have thought Mark/Ethan had left. But when Mark spoke, I froze completely. Are we going to talk about what happened earlier? Are we going to talk about the sex? You throwing Ethan? Mark asked carefully as I sighed and sat up to face him. I came by and sat beside him, but he looked away from me. As far as the many things that I knew he and I needed to discuss, I decided to start with the more serious one. I was waiting for you to come back. And yes, I'm aware we need to have a conversation, Mark. I feel horrible about throwing Ethan. I tried to stay away. That's a cool emote. Bohemian, do you have any animated ones like that? That would be cool. Wait, do they roll across the screen too? That that would be. All right. He also failed to notice you're moving away from him as a mean to stay away and protect him. Mark said in the firelight I could see tears going down his cheeks. He was upset and almost scared. I wanted to do something more than to hold him and comfort him. But that caught me totally off guard was that he made zero attempt to attack me or otherwise yell at me. Hold on, I didn't see them do anything on the screen. Oh, that's your only one? Well, that's still cool. I mean, you like sing the Jigglypuff song, so that like matches you perfectly. So, yeah, I didn't see it go across my screen at all. Give me 1 second. I just gotta make sure, like, because I think today's the last day for this. Okay. Raze, do you make emotes? I didn't know that. I had to wait like 2 weeks for my artist to get back to make mine. So I'm hoping. She said I would hear from her between March 1st and 3rd. So. You're not going to hit me or try to kill me over that? I asked, stunned. Just how much did Ethan tell you about what happened? What I told him about us? I realized by this point I actually did care greatly about Mark, and as much as I tried to convince myself to not get attached, I was far too late to prevent that. The tears that Mark had been seemingly holding back broke free at this point and began to stream freely. All of it. You didn't want it to go that far? He asked as the tears fell. My face fell. I take it that you didn't. Wait, I take it that he didn't tell you why, Mark? I fear attachments. Everyone I've had an attachment to has died or left me. My own twin brother dead on some personal crusade of his. My lover's dead in a fire that was intended to kill me. I do want more with you. I'm just scared, I guess. Initially, it was only ever meant to snap you out of your panic. It led to something far more than I thought I would get. It's not that I don't want you, Mark. I do. I did. I do. I just fucked it up now that I hurt Ethan. I felt I had fucked it up so badly because of my fear that I even put my knife where you could grab it. In case you wanted to. You haven't fucked anything up. I'm not a mistake to you? He asked, completely shocked. No, Mark, you're not a mistake to me. You never were to me. After we had sex, when I wrapped my arms around you, that was the moment I realized I had formed an attachment to you. It was the exact moment I feared that attachment and the pain that happens every time I get feelings for someone. I got scared, Mark. By now, I desperately wanted to pull him into my arms and kiss away all of his tears. See, I can't make anything like that. I tried. If you look, actually, you know what? I don't know if you can, because it might be just my subs get it. But I made emotes of my cat and my dog, and they're just okay. I don't think they turned out very well. It's really hard to see them, so. Yep, there you go. Those are the ones. That's one of my cats, and that's my dog. I didn't have pictures of the other cats on my computer when I made those, so. Alright. How much longer is this chapter? It's pretty decent. Alright. No, Mark, you're not a mistake to me. You never were to me. After we had sex, wait, I read that. You're not the only one with that fear, but for you, I can't try, Mark said with a very shaky voice that made me look at him. Never once had I ever considered that he too had that same exact fear. Scooting closer to him, I reached for his hand, but I hesitated as I was beyond scared about taking the step forward with him. I like to take you up on that chance, Mark. It scares the crap out of me, and I fear the pain of loss. But I'm willing to try for us, I said quietly before taking his hand into my own. I am willing to try for us, he said, shocking me entirely when he then suddenly wrapped his arms around me and pulled me into a hug. A gesture that I returned enthusiastically. I was so certain you'll want to kill me, especially after hurting Ethan. I even put a knife out, but Ethan took it from my side. I felt so guilty after saying that I would protect him. I said softly into his shoulder as my arm still shook slightly. It was his own fault. He pushed your boundaries even after you tried to put distance between the two of you. It's his fault, not yours. I only ask that you don't let him around others without your company as he trusts us all, Mark said before burying his head into my chest. I held him close to me, feeling a spot on my chest growing wet as he cried in my arms. I was getting a chance at a relationship that I never thought I would otherwise. It made me smile a bit despite the shaking. Earlier when I took a while with the horses, I was trying to deal with my own fear of attachment. I feel so guilty about that, knowing now what it did to you. I'm so sorry about that. I'm just a big stupid idiot, I said, using a nickname that so many others had used for me prior to this moment. Here we go. No, you are not a big stupid idiot, Mark said before squeezing me tighter, before smiling at me with a broken smile. We just like we stayed like that for what felt like hours. Everything felt like a dream. Never in 1,000 years was I expecting anyone to accept me into their life. And yet here was Mark and Ethan, who both wanted me to be a part of theirs. I'm still surprised you want to give us a chance. No one has ever given me that. Not in the way you have, Mark. I said, still coming to terms with the fact that he was mine and that he wanted to be mine. Oh, I thought okay. I thought the emotes were like stuck on my screen for a minute. All right. Okay. Slowly, I lifted my hand and took his face into the palm of my hand. Gazing into Mark's unusual eyes, I found a certain peace within them. My eyes flickered between his eyes and his lips. A Wi-Fi Whopper? Wait, what does that look like? My eyes flickered between his eyes and his lips. He nuzzled into my hand, which made me smile. But then he surprised me with the softest of kisses upon my lips. A kiss that I returned as I felt every single shield that I had ever put up was shed. My hand moved from his jaw to the back of his neck to pull him much deeper into that kiss. I needed this with him, I realized, more than anything else right now, and as I pulled back, I bit my lip, wanting oh so much more from him. The blush on his face deepened, and he slowly slid his arms around my neck. I closed my eyes, enjoying his touch. I groaned out loud before returning into that passionate kiss. But this time, it was so much more demanding and possessive. I bit into his lip, pulling on it as he moaned. I wanted so much more of him for so much longer. He moaned into the kiss and pulled us both into the grass with my body on top of his. I braced myself on my forearms above him and trailed my fingers down his jaw, his body. I paused when my curious fingers found his hardening cock in his pants, cupping him firmly before straddling his leg. I made sure he felt my desire against his thigh, just as sure as I felt his in my hand. Those hips bucking into my hand as he moaned out loudly for me. Look at Misty Roses. Misty Rose. Art. Did you say art? Where is it? Wait. There's a lot of art in here. I can't see who that person is. Hold on. I just see F. Scroll up. Name is Wi-Fi Whopper. I see like a Sailor Moon one. That's not it, is it? Oh, wait. Oh, here it is. Okay. I gotcha. Okay. I really like the Wi-Fi one, actually. Does she normally have those lines on her? Is that normal? Dude, there's a cat butt in here. Or a cat rat butt. I don't even know what that is. I didn't realize that. I should really pay attention more. Well, I think it looks good. I think you did a good job on it. So that's the emote, like, is it an actual emote for her? Oh, I see. Upside. I see. Okay, okay. Alright. My desire known, I began to work those buttons open until that amazing torso of his was bare to the air and to my gaze. Leaning down, I traced lazy designs up his stomach with my tongue. He tasted absolutely incredible beneath my tongue. I definitely want to feel you on my cock mark. I moaned out in gaspy breaths, and to my surprise, he replied with, I want that too, before blushing deeply and looking away only to gasp as I nipped my way down his body. He would be covered in marks as I went down to a spot just beneath his ribs and bit harder, wanting to feel him squirm beneath me. I was determined to leave his legs quacking with ecstasies. He cried out my name as my fingers pulled at his waistband instantly. It wasn't all that long before those pants were removed from him completely. Teasingly, I slipped my own hand into my pant, moaning softly as I grabbed myself, making it painfully obvious that I was playing myself to tease him. I was rewarded with a whine. Oh, thanks, Rambling, for being here. Yeah, go ahead and, whatever you need to do. I appreciate. I haven't answered your message, basically because I just wasn't able to because of streaming and stuff. Like, I wasn't home and then I came straight home and got on to the stream. But basically, I stream Thursdays at 7 Eastern, Friday at 11 Eastern, and then Saturdays at 3 Eastern. So, as a suggestion to what? Okay. Please, Corvin, I want you. I need you. He whined out all blushy before spreading his legs to give me access to anything I wanted. I, however, growled as he began to finger himself before suddenly gripping his throat to leave me a gasping mess. I want to be the cause of all your pleasure, Mark, I said in a rougher, more dominant tone before placing his fingers with a few of my own. Then be the cause of all my pleasure. Please, Corvin, I need you more. Mark begged for me, and it felt incredible to be wanted like this. I finished preparing his ass before placing my hard tip at the entrance to his ass. I teased him with the painfully small brushes, knowing full well what these things did to most men, the way it would drive them mad with passion and lust. I was going to make him crave every bit of me. Whoops. start the raffle. Please, please, Corvin. I need you so badly. I crave you. Please destroy me. Make me scream. He begged ever harder as I began to tease him by flexing my muscles. Once he was ready, I gripped his hips firmly in my own hands to thrust just a bit before deciding to bind his hands in his shirt up above his head. All the while, he continuously begged desperately for me, a hot, blushing, and flustered mess. All for me and only me. My nails dug into that soft skin and drew blood before I began to thrust into him, building up to a harsher pace, going much faster and harder. I pulled him up so that he was straddling me, and his hard, throbbing cock was rubbing against my stomach. I changed my angle just a bit, and he began to scream in ecstasy even louder. Yes, right, there. Harder. Faster, please. More. Mark cried out before exposing his neck to me. It was a glorious sight, and I was all too eager to bite that flesh and mark him up permanently. But that was when he stiffened up and seemed to panic in my arms. Love, are you okay? I asked of him, worried that I had done something to hurt him. I froze, though, mid-stroke, as I heard Ethan's voice call out my name. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, Bohemian. If it helps you, hold on, I could look to see where you're at. So you're actually third, Bohemian. So you're third. Zell and Panda are first and second. I mean, I don't blame you. I mean, I have the attention of, like, you know, of a 3-year-old anyway, so Ethan, I can explain. I stuttered out before removing myself from his ass and then worked on releasing him from the bindings. Okay, Ethan said, very much confused by what was going on. He stopped as he looked around, realizing what Mark and I had been in the middle of doing. He flushed a brilliant deep red. It would have been cute in any other situation, but I turned away, embarrassed, and began to get dressed after handing him his own clothes. Mark and I, well, we were busy with each other when that switch occurred. I explained quietly as I cleaned up the mess that Mark and I had made with each other. Yeah, I can tell. So, were you two at least having fun? Ethan said before buttoning up his pants and shirt. Still very much a blushing mess. Yeah, we were, while it lasted. I'm sorry that you ended up coming into control in the middle of that, I said, completely embarrassed, and hoped that Ethan understood that the switch had occurred rather suddenly with no time to prepare. It's okay. An interesting first time, Ethan muttered, and my jaw dropped in complete